Welcome back, where nothing is quiet. Unfortunately, right now we're having typical Canadian weather where we've had traffic still going by every 2 seconds, as well as fluctuations between snowstorms, ridiculously nice weather, 21 degrees Celsius the other day, and now we're apparently having hurricane winds. Now, I don't really have much planned for this month. We're going to be taking a look at my old 1992 Integra. We'll get that up and running, probably bring it for a car wash or something. And I'm also going to be kind of mending the bumper on my A3. There was a mishap driving a lowered car in the winter where I hit a piece of snow, very small one, and the bumper exploded. So I ended up picking up as many of the pieces that I could find, and we're going to try and plastic weld those back together. But I don't know how far we're going to be able to get into that with the other stuff that I have going on with Tech Tuesdays. But I will at least be getting the pieces back on the car. They probably just won't be as aesthetically pleasing as I'd like them to be for now. But at least back on the car is better than having a piece of plastic hanging and dragging on the ground. So if we can get those back on, I'm considering that a win. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to have any time for this truck right here. However, I still plan on having a lot of updates on it. I'm just kind of jumping back and forth between many different things right now, so trying to get the most functional things ready to go is the priority for me. And seeing as this is the winter vehicle, it's very low on the priority list. I got to continue to maintain that daily driver running, and I have to get rid of my old car, the Integra, as well as many other vehicles. These are all the pieces that I was able to collect out of the snow. Hopefully that's everything that was left behind. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is assembling all of this kind of like a puzzle, and we're essentially going to be tacking it in place with Loctite super glue. Now, I use this stuff because it's a gel. It's not just regular super glue. It's like a gel, so you put it on, it's thick. And that makes it really good for having a large quantity on something that you can't really get the end into. So if I were to put the super glue gel in there, when I squish a piece onto it, it's gonna push in there and then out. So it actually gets a much better bond with this stuff. But just keeping this in mind, this is just a placeholder. This is just to get the whole thing into one piece so then we can actually plastic weld it. I do not, under any circumstances, recommend you fix your bumper with super glue. This is just to hold it in place. And I like this better than using tape because tape sometimes does move and super glue doesn't. So let's start assembling this puzzle. I've been playing with this for a while. I figured out that this piece goes right in here. So just like that. So we can glue that in place. This piece goes here. You barely even see the crack after that. But unfortunately, super glue is not actually going to hold it, so we will have to ruin that, but that's a pretty good fit. So this is going to go here. Like that. This piece goes right in here. Like this. And this piece right here. This. That's essentially what we're working with here, and then I have that bigger piece, which I'm not quite sure where it goes yet. There's also a lot hanging on the car seat, so that other piece might attach to the car, and there might actually be a good piece between these, but at least these 4 pieces go together, and then once those 4 are together, we can figure this one out. Okay, so these I know can go together, so we're gonna do those first. Okay, there we go. Now I'm not going to wiggle that because it is still a little bit wet, but that's enough to hold it in place. It doesn't fall off. Now we can just kind of put this aside and let that dry for a bit. So this one here goes all the way across right to the edge. Okay, that's holding pretty good. This one is going to go here. Nicely slides in place. That side's good, and this side's good. And just squish those together, and then hold it. Well, I got the keys for the Audi, the pieces for the bumper, and the glue that's going to be holding it on for now. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get that bumper off and actually get the plastic welding into this video, because we are also going to be taking the Integra and we're going to be cleaning this up because I got to sell this thing. charge up the battery because it's been sitting, check tire pressure, stuff like that. We'll probably put the summer tires back on. Maybe even paint the summer tires, or wheels, summer wheels. Actually, let's go look at those wheels. Those are the Modas by TBS. I bought these used and bought some new tires for them, but the wheels need to be painted. You can see there's tons of curb rash from when I got them, and then there's blue overspray all over it, which conveniently that's not from me, from that other video. This is how I got them. But I gotta clean those up, put them on the car. I really have to find my ND filter. 10-degree shutter. This is gonna be sharp. Anyway, that's the car there. We gotta put the summers on that. And we have to paint them. Not sure what color yet. But first, we'll bring it to the car wash. Let's put the charger on that. Oh, look at this big guy. Oh, Jesus. Okay, carry it. Let's find the other end of that extension cord. Charger's all hooked up, so now that we got time to kill, let's go try and fix the bumper. Hi, puppy! Oh, okay, bye. Other day, I was talking about how there might be a piece still attached. I believe that's the guy right there. So that would be why these two pieces didn't connect together. So let's see what we can do here. That piece, this goes here. This goes up here. Like that, I'm still missing this whole section. No idea where that went. So I'm gonna have to make something for that. I'm gonna start on this side. I want to work my way out, so I don't want to be flexing it that much on the outside piece. Fixed. At least the glue can dry now. And then once the glue is dry, take all the tape off. A lot of that's going to be stuck to the glue. But we're going to be plastic welding all this back together, so it doesn't really matter how it looks. I wonder if I could find that piece. It happened in the winter. There's a lot of snow, so maybe because the snow melted, I can find the piece. I'm going to go look for it when I wash that. See if it starts. Oh, this thing starts fantastic. What do we got here? 159,000 kilometers. That's like 100,000 miles. All right. So this part here, all I'm doing is just taking the tape off and then plastic welding the cracks back together. And the main thing that you kind of have to do here is you need to know the thickness of the plastic. So when you're plastic welding, this is just a soldering iron with a plastic welding tip on it. The tip has to penetrate roughly halfway through the plastic. So you can see here how I'm kind of going back and forth, and I'm actually stabbing into the plastic and then dragging it back out to make little indentations going all the way across the crack. So it's melted back together halfway through, all the way back up to the outside, and then I'm just going back over it to kind of push the pulled plastic back over it to fill it back in, almost acting like a body filler. So again, there we go, and just kind of sealing it back up. Pulling off more tape, there's the stabs in, flattening it out, and then filling it in. And then one last try here, more stabs, flattening it out, and filling it back in. So it's a fairly simple process, it's just really time consuming. So you can see here, it's very rigid now. Then back to the other front pieces, doing the stabbing. And around that corner was a nightmare. And flattening it back out, filling it back in. Into the next crack. And it's just the same process over and over. Now, trying to get in here was a challenge. As you can see by the different angles, it wasn't exactly the most ideal situation. But I was able to get it to be one piece again, melting the plastic back together. However, when I do take the bumper off, I'm going to be going back over that. Now, this part here, there actually is still a little piece missing. You can just kind of see. So I'm going to be making something to put in there, and then plastic welding it back together. Now, one thing just to keep in mind is the car's too low to get anything on the bottom. I can't even fit the soldering iron between the bumper and the ground. And given that I'm parking this thing on the road right now, I can't exactly put it up onto jack stands on the side of the road, or I will get a ticket. It's happened many times before. So the remaining tape is just going to stay on there for now until I can actually take the bumper off, toss the plate back onto the car so I don't get a ticket, bring the bumper elsewhere to try and get it done. Want to go outside? What is this stuff? So we're not going to be working on this guy today. Clearly Canada decided that it wants to be winter again. I guess at this point we can just go for a drive and try to have some fun. So let's go drive that thing. I am frozen. Apparently only 0 degrees, but I feel like that's a lie. I can't even rack focus anymore. My hands are too cold to move. So that's gonna wrap that up. Sounded expensive. Okay, that's enough fun for today. Wanna come outside? Come on outside. Where did the snow go? Where's all the snow? It was right here yesterday. Where did it go? Adjust that ND filter. Do you want to come outside too? Come on. There you go. Yeah, where's the snow? What happened? It's cold though. Jeez. So, unfortunately this video has to go up tomorrow, so I'm not actually gonna have time to work on that for this video. But we'll definitely be getting into that next month. And at least this was fun yesterday. So hopefully we can get that bumper fixed, but that's pretty much that. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Like I mentioned earlier, it wasn't as much content as I wanted to have, but with all the other projects that I have on the go right now and ridiculous weather that we've had this month, getting this much done was quite an achievement for me. But that wraps it up for me. Don't forget to subscribe, share. Hopefully we get a quiet moment one of these days.